Buckle up, folks, because I'm about to take you on a ride today. Hi friends, I'm Jennifer Scott and welcome back to my channel, J Scott Beauty. So today I'm doing a first impression and wear test of Fenty Beauty's new foundation, the Eaze Drop. Wait till you see what I've got in store for you. Oh yeah, and there may be a couple other products that are new to me. So if you want to see what I have in store for you, give me a thumbs up and keep watching. All right, raise your hand if you go to Sephora just to get one product. That was me yesterday. I was going to get one product. That's it. That's all I wanted. I left with 4. But today's video is mostly about the one product I really wanted to get, and that is the Fenty Eaze Drop. Now for me, the claims that this product has are my absolute summer skin goals. For all of you, this may be your everyday goals, and really right now, why not? But I've always wanted something exactly like this for summer skin. So the basic claims of the Eaze Drop is that it's a light to medium coverage, though it's my understanding that it's mostly a light coverage, fine, that it is a natural finish, exactly what I want, and that it has flexible shades. Oh my God. So to me, flexible shades means if your skin kind of changes in tone from day to day, this will work with you. It also means to me, I have shade 2, that's what I was color matched to in the store, but it also tells me I could maybe use shade 3 in a pinch. And honestly, who likes being tied to one friggin' shade? Because your skin does change, so it's nice when your product can adapt when your skin changes. So my 2 other favorite callouts on this are price and amount. So the price is $29.50, which I'm totally cool with because the size, 1.08 ounces. Yes! We all know how mental I get when a foundation is less than an ounce. It drives me crazy because 1 ounce is the industry standard. I mean, if you're doing less than that for more money, you're gonna make me crazy. But Rihanna, she's not making me crazy. She's making me so happy. All right, let's get into this. How do I get into this? From the bottom. All right, here we go. Cute plastic packaging, totally fine with that. And it's a squeezy, which I love a squeezy. Pumps are my preferred, but I super hate it if there's like a doe foot applicator that you're putting into the product and then smearing on your face and then you're putting it back in. Talk about cross-contamination. No, thank you. So a squeezy bottle, perfect. Now, like I said, I got color matched to the shade 2 when I was in the store yesterday, and 2 seems light considering the color range starts at 1. But here's the thing, I like to be matched to my neck. Whenever they color match me to my actual face, it's a lot darker than my neck, and I just don't want like a pinkier face on top of a very white neck. I want it to blend and be seamless. So I'm happy to even out and take down like the pink and the redness in my skin so that it matches my neck. So that's what we're gonna do today, hopefully. Now it's my understanding that this can easily be applied with your fingertips. For me, that is not how I do foundation. It grosses me out. I used to do it that way, like way back in the day. But now, I find it's a little bit of a waste of product. I don't like just putting my hands all over my face with makeup. I don't like it. But also, I don't feel like you get like an even smooth coverage, or at least I don't, if I were to do it with my fingers. So I'm going to use my brush today because it gives me a nice light coverage, but it does move the product around nicely and keep it nice and even. And if I need to go over it with a damp beauty blender to even anything out, then I'll do that. Oh, and you know how I mentioned that yesterday I purchased 4 items instead of the one that I intended on buying? So I am going to test out the other 2 today because why not? So the first is from Tower 28. This is their Shine On Lip Jelly. I can't help myself with lip products. I can't friggin' help myself. And this is like a moisturizing lip gloss. It is tinted, although it's my understanding that the tint doesn't stay behind and stain your lips after it's worn off. However, it's $14. $14. And for me, that's a freaking bargain. So I'm gonna put that on right now and see how that feels. And can you get over this color? I've learned with tinted lip glosses over the years that I really want a brighter color because once you put it on your lips, it's actually not that bright. All right, now this does have vitamins A and E in it, so it is supposed to help, you know, keep your lips moisturized and smooth. Let's see. It feels nice and light. Little ASMR for you. I like it. So for me, that's perfect. I mean, this color looks crazy in the bottle, but on my lips, it gives that just a nice brightening, natural look. It feels really good. It does have a nice light scent, kind of like fruity, sweetish, but nothing like overpowering or annoying. And I can't even smell it like on my lips, which I love that because I hate when I can smell a fragrance on my lips. Ooh, unless it's vanilla. Did I mention this is in the color XOXO? Yeah, I really like this. Maybe just a little more. Yeah, just the way I overdo it with blush, I overdo it with lip products too. Not sorry. And for those of you who aren't aware, Tower 28 is a newer brand to Sephora. It's one of those clean, beauty, vegan, you know, free of this, that, and the other thing. Honestly, we know how I feel about that. I don't care so much as long as it's actually not bad for me and it actually works. That's what I want. Don't be toxic on my body, but please do something on my face. All right, now this other product that I got, I am totally way behind on this because at first I just didn't care. When this whole line launched, I wasn't that interested, and the initial reviews, especially with the foundation, weren't super great, so I just kind of like ignored it and was like, that brand's really not for me. But the more and more I've seen it and looked into it and played with it in the Sephora store, the more I've been interested. So I picked up from Rare Beauty their Soft Pinch Dewy Finish cheek color. So this is a liquid blush. So we all know I've tiptoed my way into cream blushes, and this is my first liquid blush. Now here's the thing, this has gotten really good reviews. And of the probably hundreds of photos I've seen people wearing this, it looks so pretty on. Now the color in the bottle is kind of like a soft peachy orangey shade, which is kind of my shade for summertime, so I'm hoping this is, you know, going to be cute on me. I've read that it is very pigmented. You only need the tiniest amount. This bottle here will probably last you an entire lifetime. We all know me. I will go on to many other blushes before I even halfway finish this. I just can't help myself. This really has been intriguing me lately, and even though I know it was launched a few months ago, I'm finally going to give it a shot. And I figured since the Fenty foundation is supposed to be, you know, soft and natural, a blush like this would probably be a really nice compliment to it. So we're going to do a little wear test of both of them today. And the shade I have here is Joy, and it is $20 for 1/4 of an ounce. And honestly, I don't care how much is in here. If they say this whole little bottle will last you forever because it's so pigmented, $20, totally cool with that. Now, in order to give my foundation its best shot, I'm going to use a primer because I always use primers. I never go with foundation straight on my face unless I have done a ton of skincare, I have a ton of moisturizer on, then that's my primer. But today, I probably did my skincare 2 hours ago, so everything is dried down, so I need a primer. So because the first ingredient in this is water, so it's a water-based foundation, I'm going to use a water-based primer. So I will be using my Cover FX Gripping Primer. I love this. It always helps my makeup last throughout the day, and it's water-based. You never want to use a water-based foundation with an oil-based primer. It will not work. Your foundation will not look cute. It'll look like it's stuck in your pores, or it'll pill up on your face. It just doesn't work. So make sure whatever the base of your foundation is, that's the same base in your primer. Do we like this? I was having great skin days for a few days last week, and I literally thought to myself, I wonder what's going to happen to my skin. And then poof, that happened. Yay, aging. And my other priming tip is once you've primed your face, let it dry. Give it 2-3 minutes to just set up. You can't go putting your wet foundation on top of your wet primer and expect it to do anything. Let your primer gather itself together, make up its mind what it's going to do, and then go in with your foundation. Trust me, you'll thank me. All right, I'm not sure how much of this I'm going to need, so I'm going to put it on the back of my hand. I'm going to put that much. Probably going to be too much. Let's see. Just going to dab my brush. All right, here we go. Yep, that is super light. So, I guess my neck is super light. Let's face it, I know my face is all sorts of shades of pink and red, so of course any foundation that's the match to my neck is going to be a lot lighter. All right, so right off the bat, I really like how this feels. It is definitely lightweight. Yeah, it doesn't feel like I'm wearing much of anything. I had to sit and think about it. This color is too light for my skin. What do we think about it blending into my neck? I feel ghostly. All right, so this is my challenge. Am I gonna wanna wear this shade? Ooh, that dries down quickly. I'm like really surprised at how quickly that dried down. Right off the bat, I don't feel like it's flattering on my skin. I mean, it didn't cover this at all, so I'm not super thrilled about that. I'm about to be super bummed. I mean, everyone has been raving about this, and right now, I don't like the way it makes my skin look. All right, let's give it another shot. I'm gonna go wash my face. I'm gonna put on basic skincare, a really good amount of moisturizer, and then I will reapply the foundation and we'll see how it is then. Maybe it doesn't like this primer because not all foundations get along with all primers. So let's do a heavily moisturized face for primer and give it another shot. Well, I'm back and my day has been a journey. So in the course of an hour, I went and washed my face, decided, no, I don't want to put that shade number 2 of the Fenty back on my face because I was annoyed by it. So I was not going to be able to give a really good review. So I washed my face, put on moisturizer, put on sunscreen, changed my clothes, headed out to the mall, took this foundation and another one that I purchased yesterday, went to Sephora, walked in, had them recolor match me. I now have shade number 5 in the Fenty Eaze drop and a different shade for my other one, upcoming video. And then I came back home, changed my clothes again because I was still annoyed with what I was wearing. Different top, I put on earrings, and now we're ready to go. Except this hair is bugging me. Like, could there be much more happening here? Okay, so I only have on my moisturizer and my Crave Beauty Beat Shield sunscreen. Sunscreens work as great primers, and let's face it, I don't wear my sunscreen a lot in the winter except for days that I'm going out. I know, be glad I wear it at all. But I do wear it whenever I leave the house, and in the summer I'll be wearing it all the time. So I probably won't be wearing regular primers in the summer. I'll probably just be using my sunscreens. So that'll be giving this an even better test because that's how I'm gonna wear it if this works out and becomes my new summer foundation. Fingers crossed. All right, so like I said, shade number 5, back of my hand. I'm going to just start in the very center of my face. And immediately, that's so much better than shade number 2 was. Yeah, so much better. You know, when I was at Sephora, she had this nice little like plastic palette that she put the foundation on, and then she like held it up to my face just to try and, you know, start the color matching that way. I wonder if they sell those little plastic palettes. It was like clear. I want one. Honestly, that would be a nice gift with purchase for us Rouge members. You know, we spend all the money, and you did take away the free 2-day shipping. So give me a plastic palette. Okay, so initially, my first impression is, of course, I like the shade so much better. It's definitely evening out my skin, and I think it does look very natural. Yeah, I like it. All right, I'm gonna put on just the smallest amount of concealer and I'll be right back. Now I think this is drying down very nicely. Now, am I gonna get those little marks in my 11s like some foundations do? Maybe. So if this is gonna become my summer foundation, I'm probably not gonna do like a full face with concealer and everything. So I'm gonna use my Bobbi Brown sticks, and I'm just going to touch up wherever I have some redness or blemishes that I don't really want to see, especially this one that's happening over here. I mean, there's only so much magic that can happen with makeup. And I'm not looking to erase all my sins. They're there. That's just how it is this week. All right, so far I do like the texture, the shade match. Of course I like a lot more. I'm still seeing like my enlarged pores here. Now I didn't use, of course, a pore filling primer. I will try that next time. But I'm not hating it. I mean, it feels nice and light on the skin, which is a big deal, you know, come summertime. I mean, especially, you know, when it's layered. First you've got your moisturizer, then you've got your sunscreen, then maybe a primer, and then this. I mean, it's a lot, especially in the summertime. So I need for it to feel lightweight, and right now it does. Now, I want to give a try to the Rare Beauty Dewy Liquid Blush. Now, here's the thing though. I normally put my blush on top of powders, and I would prefer to set this and then go in with a liquid, but liquids and powders don't always work well together. So I'm going to try it two different ways. I'm going to set this half of my face and then go in with this. And on this side of my face, I'm going to go in with the blush first. And maybe I won't set it. Maybe we'll just use a finishing powder afterwards. Then we can see which way it looks best, how it lasts, how it wears throughout the day. Let's try that. I'm gonna look crazy, but I don't think I'm going anywhere today, hopefully. But first, I'll finish the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. All right, so I just did the quickest, most neutral, boring face in the history of the world. I, of course, put more of my Tower 28 in the shade XOXO back on. Yeah, I'm really liking this. I think it's really pretty. Okay, so this side has been set with my Fenty in the shade Butter. I did use my Charlotte Tilbury bronzer around my entire face. So there is a little bit of powder on this side, but there's no setting or finishing powder yet. So we're gonna go in with the Rare Beauty. This I'm supposed to put one dot on each cheek and then tap to rub in. Woo! And as you can tell, my eyes are completely neutral and boring because I'm going to try and put a little of this on my lids. I like to do that in the summer. I just think it makes like a whole nice, you know, rosy sun-kissed look. So let's see if we can do that. Okay, so here's the shade we have. It's the shade Joy. Let's see if we can see. I'm going to put just a little. Do you see that pigment? I mean, of course you see that pigment. You I've already seen all the videos on this, and so have I. But now it's my turn. Okay, so spreading this out, I think it's going to go really far. So let's see what happens. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. 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 Yeah. So that goes on forever and ever and ever. And of course, you never want your cheek to even be that color if you're this pasty. I mean, if you are a woman or gentleman with a lot more pigment and melanin in your skin, then you can pull this off easily. I can't pull off this intensity at all, ever. So look at that. I mean, that was one little dot. Oh, Lord help me, I'm freaking out. Ooh. I will say I'm also kind of annoyed about the shade because in here it looks a little peachier, and actually the dot on the box, I don't know if you can see that. That dot, it's a slightly little more tawny than this. I mean, those are not the same colors at all. Come on, Rare Beauty. Help a girl out. Jeez. Oh my God, finger is orange, arm is orange. I'm freaking out. This would be another good use for that little palette at Sephora. I could put a little bit on the palette. So I actually still have some foundation on my hand. I'm just going to put the tiniest of dabs. Okay, all right. Is that gonna be enough for both cheeks? I mean, probably. Kind of freaking out, I'm not gonna lie. Here we go. Freaking out. Okay. All right, so that I just dabbed in, you saw that. So that's what's on my hand. I put even less on my finger, and that's what we got. Be careful. I'll have this for the rest of my life. I don't think I will ever get through this. I mean, the shade 100%, very pretty. I think it's very flattering, and I don't have any other colors like this in my collection, so yay for that. Okay, now that was over top of powder, and it didn't break up the powder or the foundation at all. So I'm really pleased about that. Okay, now we're gonna go just on top of foundation. There's a little bit of bronzer over here. Okay. 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 And the one thing I didn't do was take it up and around like this, like I normally like to do. I probably should have done that. The problem with me using my hands is I feel like I can't be as precise. I think I'm better with tools. Do I want to bring it up and around? I don't know. All right, let's just lightly. Okay, you need like almost nothing to do this part here. Like literally, so I'm using what's at the top here, okay? All right, so I guess the whole learning curve with the Soft Pinch Dewy Liquid Blush is that you have to use way less than you think is necessary. Like so much less. Okay, that looks pretty. Really like that. And so this is the dewy one. There's another like 4 shades that come in the matte. I definitely wouldn't want the matte because I don't think this is that dewy. And well, matte has got to be pretty matte. Look at that. I still have like that much left. I mean, that's kind of a lot. Let's just put a little bit more because I'm going to go over the top with a finishing powder. You know how I like. Because I think the finishing powder really brings my whole look together and makes it cohesive and soft and creamy. So, you know, I like to use a little more blush than necessary. But I really like that you can use this over top of the setting powder. Like, that's big for me because using a setting powder on your foundation is really going to help extend its life. And let's face it, come summertime, extending the life of your products is big. You don't want them sliding around, turning into a greasy mess. Okay, just a little bit on the chin. Okay, I'm definitely feeling sun-kissed and brighter. I like that a lot. All right, I still have, obviously, some on my hand. I'm going to kind of tap that off, move it around, and I'm going to do a little bit like on the outer edge of my eye. Just warming it up because you can see like how neutral the shades are that I have on my eyes. I just have 2 of like the light shades from the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette. I like that. So just adding a little bit of this here blush on my lids is a nice little pick-me-up and helps tie the whole face together, especially when you want just a very casual but pulled together look. I like that. I think it just warmed up my lids just enough. It doesn't give me like an over makeup-y look. I like it. What do you think? So you know my current fave finishing powder is the one from Jaclyn Cosmetics. I am super in love with this. I mean, it just makes my skin look so beautiful, especially on days like today when it is not beautiful. So we'll start with the side that already has a setting powder on it. And there we go, instantly creamy and lovely. Okay, this side that has no powder except for a little bit of bronzer. Lovely. So it even took the color down a little bit. So if I did go a little too deep with my Rare Beauty, I think that this would definitely help me out. Like it has been with my other, you know, cheek colors that I always go in a little too much with. On purpose though. All right, so back to the reason why this whole video started. It is the Fenty Eaze Drop in the shade 5, not 2 like we originally started out with. So it so far is, you know, fulfilling all the claims. It's a natural finish. It is a light to medium coverage. I didn't try to get it to medium coverage because I'm fine with light coverage since we're going into summer. So natural light coverage. And what's the other thing? Oh yeah, blurring. I do think it has a slight bit of a blurring effect. Now my skin is like all freaked out right now for who knows what reason. So I'm not a good judge for the blurring properties right now. When my skin settles down, hopefully by the end of the week, and I, try it again and again, then I might see those benefits. But right now, because my skin is not playing well with others, I'm not going to judge the foundation against that, because it's not the foundation's fault, it's my fault. So my trip to Sephora yesterday just to pick up this, but ended up picking up a couple other things, has turned into what I think is like a lovely neutral face that'll be really pretty for spring going into summer. I don't feel like I'm wearing makeup. It certainly doesn't feel heavy or cakey or makeup-y. It feels light and natural, and I'm not noticing it at all, really. All right, so tell me, what are your thoughts? Have you purchased the Fenty Eaze drop yet? What are your thoughts on it? Is it working for you? Did you get the right shade for you? And have you tried these two products here from Rare Beauty and Tower 28? What are your thoughts? I'm really, really liking this. I'm definitely getting more colors in both of these, like sold. I mean, $20, $14, it's a no-brainer for me. And the Sephora Spring Savings event is coming up in 2 weeks. You know that's a whole thing for me. I'm starting to prepare for it now. I'm starting to put things in my basket, so stay tuned. But for right here and now, I'm super pleased with the products that I got, and I'm looking forward to trying out the Fenty and using it more and seeing, which ways it works better, with my sunscreen, with primers, all that. So yeah, I've been on a real journey today, but I think we finally got to somewhere I'm happy to be. Give me a thumbs up if you've been here with me throughout my entire journey today, and let me know in the comments below what you think of the face. And the hair, as always, just not cooperating. And listen, if you stuck with me to this point in the video, you must have enjoyed it somewhat, so tell your mom. I bet she'd get a kick out of me too. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you real soon. Mwah!